Now the question for you, Stu, is how many phases do you have? Maybe not arm's reach, but an arm and a half's reach. As a, because I don't think you would have got stuff necessarily ready for this. I certainly didn't. But how many legitimately arm's reach? Phaser. Phaser. Oh yeah, if you go like one step further, I've got my literal army box of all of my kit. All my kit. Yeah, my dedicated Trek Shorts prop box is full. So I have phases that can't flow in that, just off to the side. Oh. So I have 3 just over there. I'm like, yep. And they're all random ones, which is great. And one Nick Cook refuses to use, which means I'll make him use it. Because it'll be great. No, we love that. It's the lower decks phaser. Because it doesn't make sense, but also that's part of it. Like, to some story where you have to explain why it looks so weird and different, could be very interesting. Especially if someone else has the normal phaser with them. Yeah. But hello, Stuart, welcome back. So literally, you could like put in 10 phasers for 5 equivalent super chats, and we get substantial more support from that. And what do you lose? Nothing. What do we gain? Lots. Wabam. And we get to talk about all the phases. Because last time I did this, Stuart, we missed out loads. Well, we didn't miss out loads. And there's a lot of phases in fairness, but we didn't do 2 for 1 then. So swap over to PayPal, do that instead. Get them in because, yeah, we can throw loads of great ones in, including, so I think we're only doing Federation today because that's a whole different metric. But there's still like 30, 40. And we do take subvariants because you're deciding, right? So if you happen to enjoy the Voyager phaser with a red button, who's to judge, right? Who's to judge? I will get sharing and excited to see what you guys all think. Oh, say something now.
Says lost audio. Hi, something now. I said the words. Is there anything?
Should be. That's now a waveform.
Oh, yeah, I can hear myself now. Okay.
Couldn't you hear it in the preview?
I could.
Because we do check. Well, he checks, but we do different things.
Yes. So I don't know.
Fixed.
They missed out on a whole thing. That's fine. I guess they said sound lost, so I don't know if it stops. I don't know. We figured it out. It's back now, apparently. So, uh, as I was saying, we love talking about phasers. We look forward to hearing what you guys say. It's my 25th anniversary Franklin Mint phaser here, made of pewter and gold. It's heavy as hell because it's pewter. But yeah. Hey Chuck, how's it going? Chuck, TNG Fanatic is here. Mark Lawrence, take two. Yes, indeed. Welcome back, Mark.
Welcome, welcome. As we said, guys, PayPal 2 for 1. We'd love to get like 5, 10, 15 things to talk about in the PayPal, so we can then do those amazing ones, because there are so many great phases, including the famous ones and the not famous ones. I'm posting things everywhere, so I want people to join in with this.
And look at the thumbnail. There's stuff on the thumbnail. You never pick the stuff on the thumbnail. It's right beside us right now.
It's like a cheat code.
So,
it's right there.
Right there. TNG. Salt phaser. TOS phaser. Strange New Worlds phaser.
JJ Phaser 1, JJ Phaser 2, JJ Phaser 3, just as the additional ones.
And the Dustbuster's there too, but it's under viewers. It's being hidden because it's the Dustbuster. Who the fuck wants to look at the Dustbuster?
When you have an accurate one, you like it more.
You know, you say this.
I do.
I don't know if I believe you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. All the phases, and this is what we found when we went to LA, all the phases make more sense when they're the proper dimensions, because that's how they were designed. Not the, we've got to make a toy, got to make them for less than $10. They've got to fit consumer cheap, batteries, and they've got to be kid friendly. And then you hold a real one, it's like, oh, that's how it's meant to feel. Like the assault phase is absurdly big, but it feels chunky. And then the Voyager phaser, etc., for what is commercially available. Great for the time, but a substantial difference. And I don't know why my Playmates, but a company in between couldn't just make a resin accurate scale, just get one of the original molds, which they still have. Like, I know where to find them, and just commission a 1,000 resin limited. I mean, they do it for Lost Replicas a little bit, but like just simple cheaper ones. I don't know. I feel like they've not been well managed, the old phaser merch.
Now, Devo77 has a good question. Oh. Just Type 2 phasers or no rifles?
No rifles. I mean, if you guys are that insistent, we can put them in, but we might do a separate rifle one. So, might do it again. But, yes.
I'm making up a rule right now. Phaser rifles are at least twice as long as a hand phaser or phaser 2. So, gotta be a $10 super chat to request a phaser. Oh. Phaser rifle, I mean.
Oh. Right.
Or crickets. Well, I mean, a little one from
their phaser.
I mean, it is a phaser, yeah. That does count. And that doesn't mean it's half the price. I see what you're trying to do there.
Ooh.
It's $5 per on super chat, or if you put in $5 on PayPal, you get 2. So I mean,
you guys know how it is. But as people join us, let me throw in a random one to get the discussion going, because we are not thine people who run this. Oh, let's start at the start, quote unquote.
Phase pistol. I didn't like these when I first saw them, but the more I've seen them, the more I've actually handled some. They grow on you, and functionality of them too. The break them open essentially and put in the little charging cartridge that lights up. These have a lot of interesting features to them. They do look like, and it's good because it's Enterprise. It's kind of that first transitional step. They do have some modern firearm things on them, like a little safety switch, it looks like, and stuff, but which also transfer over to like the assault phaser for reasons. But anyway, yeah, these are nice. I like them way better than anything the Mako bring on board later, but that's just me. I know. But when I first saw them, I wasn't super stoked about them back in the day. But yeah, the more I see them, the more I handle them, the more they just grow on me, and I really like them. They're very comfortable, ergonomic.
All right.
And yeah.
Yeah, the I feel like this would be another one where, even though of course the toy one became the canon one because the original batch broke and they replaced them with the toy version, so that's what everyone, all the cast used. I would love to feel a properly weighted one, not a toy one,
Mm.
which, because they do feel very cheap and plasticky, the Playmates ones. You know, I had them when I was young. Well, it was over there. Like, they do feel cheap because they are cheap plastic. I'm sure easy to break, whatever. I'd like to
Mm.
feel with some weight, not a lot of weight, just what it should have been weight. Right? I've never held a real one or a resin one, but no, they're very vanilla. A lot of Enterprises, they're good, they're not great. They've got some nice flourishes, but then a lot of the like internal detailing feels unnecessary because those, again, I'm only going to have reference to the toy version. Those hole grooves don't go to my fingers, so they just.
They're not meant to. They're just to provide some kind of textured slip.
That's what I mean. It's there for the sake of it. If other phases don't need it, it shouldn't need it. The two triggers, I never understood that. Again, the toy case having the black one and then the silver one, and it is super hard to fire the toy one. You gotta like work at a certain angle because it doesn't go up. It goes. Yeah, I'm sure the proper one was better and better made. Although I'm
I've
glad.
held one in I've held one at Wonderfest that was designed to be more like real life,
Mm,
and it's got a better heft to it for sure. One trigger,
mm,
um, and yeah, the little cartridge thing that makes a little
mm-hmm,
doo-doo sound when it goes in,
mm-hmm,
and doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Like, so there are some really good ones out there,
mm-hmm.
and it is better than the Playmates one.
I'm kind of glad they never actually used the selector switch. You know, it's conceptual. I don't remember ever. I know it's the side switch that goes
It's
stun and
the
kill.
lock. Well, there's a lock, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The selector switch isn't you're right. That's a physical detail from real guns, but they didn't do because that'd be
Mm.
awkward. I like the way they did it. So yeah, for me, wonderfully mid. But you compare it to other things, like, oh, that's better than it could have been, right? Like I would not hold in any higher echelon compared to other things, but I still respect it well. But it's not up
Mm.
to me, of course. It's up to you, crazy. I mean, smart people. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, with 12 votes, which let's see how many people are here. 14 people, that's pretty good. With 12 votes, 50% are saying A.
Wow.
So I'm
Okay.
wondering if this would be
Damn.
considered S tier by some people. I mean, there's so many more that are better, but
I mean, we always say $5 and we can re-roll to include the higher, but I did not think it would be an S for anybody, let alone I thought honestly it'd be either like B or D, depending on
oh, look
preference.
at the grade. It's like 50, 50, 25, 17, and 8 for percentage wise, just going
Yeah.
down. So it's interesting.
Very interesting. Hopefully more people pop in so we get more sample size. Well, there you go.
Mm. So A with the phase
Oh yeah.
pistol. Interesting place to start.
Terrence points out it hasn't got a pulse version. Yeah, these are phase pistols, but they have not got a pulse. Only the E33s have a pulse. It's very distinct. They are different because the way they function are different. This is better range, power output, but it only is like it's wonderfully limited. It has two settings. It ain't got the slider, the modification. It's only got stun and kill and nothing in. It's very non. It's not a tool. It's a weapon. That's what's interesting about TNG, right? Multi-tool.
Mm.
This is a gun, and it's meant to be a gun. It's interesting.
Yeah. The Benji 800 throws in 5 pounds. The
Ah,
TOS cage phaser. Can you settle the debate? Is it a phaser or a laser? I would say it's a phaser, considering they had phase pistols in Enterprise era. Uh, Never once really considered it to be a laser, but yeah, this is quite an interesting design. These are actually really interesting to hold, by the way. Got a huge ass trigger on them, but and also the rotating dial that's at the front with three different settings. So um, very 1960s, very much a product of its time, very Buck Rogersy, even with the little antenna thing, which I guess could be like a sight at the back of it. But glad they moved on from that for the original series. But yeah, I think the cage phaser is a very unique and interesting place in Star Trek history because it doesn't fit. because it was the first one. And when you go back and look at Enterprise with the phase pistols to TOS, this is just it's an anomaly, but that's because it was the first
Of the
one. So
non-temporal kind. Wah, wah.
nah. But yeah, it's an interesting one, and it definitely with it combined with the communicator of the time have a unique hardware kind of look to them. But again, it doesn't really feel Star Trek. It feels 1960s sci-fi, which is completely different. So yeah,
Well, this is promoted as a laser. That was how it was originally called. That's why the terminology is being used there. If it
yeah,
serves the same function, it's basically a phaser. But in as much the anachronism as Cage also saying time warp 4. Well,
yeah.
so you can kind of either playfully call it a laser pistol, it's all good, or just retcon it mildly and it's not going to be a huge deal. Yeah, it's this phaser laser gives an interesting style over substance. It's a very striking design. It's very simple, understandable. Having gold and silver and black is a bold try choice. It's
Uh,
a bizarre handle. I mean, who thought like it's like a mermaid's tail? Like that is not in any way like that's a design someone sketched and then presumably made out of wood and then varied.
yeah.
I mean, neither of these two have logical like handles compared to just a pistol or a Glock or a Colt, whatever. But that makes it interesting, right? It is odd. I kind of like the trigger. It's weird but effective. I
Mhm.
really like the cracking of the thing, and of course, nice to be sort of added back in Discovery, kind of with the phaser cannon. Yeah, it's so odd. It'd be interesting to see if they'd done a like re-textured this exact design in kind of like TOS colors and materials. Like, don't change the design, change how it's built, and see if that would make a difference, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think you could. I think you can style it to have the same shapes, but fit in more with the aesthetic. So yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it might just be color and paint and vibe, you know.
Hmm.
But I once again did
Let's
not
see what
include S because I feel like again this is not an SSS one, but maybe prove us wrong.
well, a friend of mine, Timothy Earl, he really loves the Cage era. Um, from everything from the uniforms to the ship to the equipment, and yeah, it's some people it resonates with them. So,
Yeah, it's
but
definitely iconic,
yes,
and yet.
and yeah. So let's see. We got 15 people here and only 9 votes on the poll, which is now tied. Actually, there's A and C are tied at 33%. So we need somebody to go vote in the poll. What do you guys think about the Cage laser?
But it always felt I get rugged. Like the AK, you can roll over the tank and it'll take it. This kind of has
Yeah.
that feel, as if it's just built to last, but not built to be sexy.
Except I can see that front dial popping off and that stupid antenna thing at the back. I see what you
Well,
mean by the
the antenna's
ruggedness.
the slide, isn't it? The flip up. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that flips down. In fairness,
yeah.
I don't know. I
Anyway,
always thought it was quite. It feels like it could take some punishment. I don't know why.
Schmidt. Let's see what you guys are saying with 11 votes. 45% say A.
Damn.
It's
Okay.
also right on par with the phase pistol.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm intrigued to see what gets lower
I know.
because for me these are two wonderfully B and C's and both at A. I mean, hey, this is you got you guys' thing, but okay.
And O'Sully Shawnee, which would be Sean O'Sullivan, I
Good to see
assume,
you.
€2. I like the ones that make church bench sounds. Church bench sounds. Isn't a church bench a pew? Pew pew. I say pew.
Oh. Now I'll take Sean's as an impetus to do the face pistol re-roll for the A because I'm intrigued now.
Okay.
I'll wait for the next one to come in. So this is your second chance to vote on the phase pistol.
So go vote again, guys. Did it deserve A or S? Because S wasn't an option last time.
Only two options. It did get A. So either it stays A or it upgrades, which would be up to you guys, but I'm interested. Hmm.
You too, yes indeed, Sean.
And what a nice, unusual two to start with as well.
Yeah, we're going early. Old school.
I'm going to be an annoying in a good way and throw in the most old school version, at least, of the classic design. So everyone think about your thoughts on this while you revote in the ANS poll, which is looking quite one-sided. So I think we were right with that.
Yeah.
Can we get 15 votes on that? Because 14 votes in 1 minute from 17 people here. I like the look of that. 15 votes.
Well, you talk about the one you pulled in, and I will.
Yeah, the relativity phaser is actually designed twice because in its first appearance it was a quick use by Future's End as a background piece, and then it was used far more as a hero piece in Relativity when Jerry Ryan has to use it. And it is a future phaser designed by Rick Sternberg to be cognizant with the 20th century aesthetic, but of course, what does a time agent wield? So it's very TOS in that it's sort of simplistic shapes, but I've got a replica. Okay, it's not identical, but it's quite comfy to hold. At least that version is. Not that it's any at all comparison, but the front reminds me of Dragonglass from Game of Thrones. Doesn't have any bearing, of course, but it's just it's such an oddity. But I like it because it is so distinct. It flows the art design. It either feels to me hyper basic caveman or hyper future. Either one, just like the TOS and SL, is either a basic tube that feels very old or it's hyper advanced because it doesn't need much else, right? It straddles that line really well. So I quite like this. I would like a proper replica, but all the shapes have to be right for it to come together. I know mine's not proportioned properly, so the bar is kind of high. But how do you recreate this perfectly without identical reference that's in front of you, right? It's such a simple piece; it's easy to get wrong.
Yeah, this feels. You kind of said it before I had a chance to. Very primitive. It feels like a caveman tool with a piece of like obsidian on the end, just for cutting. But it also, at the same time, the simplicity of more advanced tech just speaks volumes here. And also the ergonomics of that handle. I'm sure it's super comfy to hold. It's super lightweight. It doesn't necessarily look as intimidating as most weapons would. It does feel more like a stabbing or a slashing weapon if somebody didn't know better. So it's got a very interesting vibe to it. And I don't know what the design, like what the process was to design this. Like you're thinking super advanced tech. So I guess they did go with the most simplistic form, right? So I don't know. It's interesting. I wouldn't mind one, but at the same time, I could do without it as well. It's one of those.
Depends on what day of the week. He'll either slap it out of your hand or embrace you, give you a hug for saying thank you for buying him one.
Yes, I'll give you a hug while I'm holding this.
God, definitely a phase like Wolverine could use. You know, he phases and stabs in the same motion. Yeah. No, I like it. Like it's not my favorite by any means, but I think it's such a challenge to design this. So I think you should have a lot of respect how unusual and weird, and yet I get it. Versus the one in Discovery, which is after this, I get it as well, but it feels more generic. This is not generic, right? This is so distinct. Bold, but too bold, but it is not generic.
And Ben brings up an interesting point and said, "Looks like Cardassian style handle." It does kind of painted gold. Put a different end on it besides that black thing, and yeah, you could definitely have a Cardassian weapon with that.
Mm, yeah. All right. So this is, obviously gonna be an A because you guys should like it as much as the cage laser. Clearly.
I feel like I shouldn't have put S tier on this poll because C's at 35%, but it's such a gradual. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because no one from S, A, or B are gonna vote D, are they?
Yeah.
So the most we're gonna get was 35, but some are gonna think it's C. So yeah, hell of a around the
And if you would have voted D or F, put that in the general chat. I'm just interested
yeah. Who would have said F?
because you got to wonder too what functions this thing has. It's probably got more than just the standard
Mm-hmm.
disintegrate, heat,
Mm-hmm.
stun and kill.
Mm-hmm.
It might have timey-wimey setting where you turn somebody into a baby. I don't know.
Jesus. Well, yeah, it can't just be right, but at the
And
same time,
yeah,
maybe it's more that it can fire 50,000 shots. It can disintegrate a building, so we escalate that ability, and it's so robust it can take on anything. Maybe like that's where it shines because it can do all the standard to an absolute extreme.
yeah, and with no visible like
Yeah.
instrumentation on it, I wonder if it like links telepathy wise, so you can kind of tell just
Mm,
thinking about it what setting it should be at. Because you got to wonder like how do you change the setting? Is there maybe a holographic thing that pops up that you can? Who knows? So,
mm,
uh,
yeah.
my or somebody there says F. I don't like it. It's one F. So, nobody else answered and said D or F. So. Oh, I honestly had rated a D for design. It looks like an iron mixed with a scorpion tail.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, it's distinct. All three of these have been very distinct.
But considering that B's winning with 37% with
And
20 votes,
was C. So this race got tight, but 28 votes at 21 people. That feel like that's the yeah. Okay.
gonna end it there and put it at B.
Okay. Which one do we go next to, guys? Super Chat or PayPal? PayPal 2 for 1. So 2 phasers works best if you guys throw them in.
Because we want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. And you guys can kind of set the stage here. So,
Let's see.
Mhm.
If I've got to throw another, I'm gonna throw in a stupid one because you guys need to throw in the good ones. I've got an idea.
Good God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Never a good thing, guys. You guys should start throwing them in so that we don't have to look at Sam's choices.
Yes. 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 Technically 2 variants of this, but I'll do. Hmm. 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 I'm gonna do it as 2. I'll go the worst one first, which is
Oh,
again,
goody.
yeah. So you better put them in, guys. You could put in assault. You could put in you could put whatever you want right now. I'm gonna put in the Cricket TNG Mark 1. The one with less details. It's not even the one with the full details. It's the one with the less details. Wahaha. This is the Cricket Mark 1. Simpler version.
I don't mind this. And I like the idea behind it that things got so advanced that the phaser is so small. But I also understand from the special effects guy's point of view where it's like they're firing out of their hands. I think I like Gene Roddenberry's idea for this, that you wouldn't need a big opposing weapon. Like that's a little tiny thing that slides in a little pouch, but super powerful because it's more advanced than TOS for sure. So, and I kind of like the all silver. It feels like a shuttle design. Like, just make it not a phaser and you could turn it into a shuttle with the shapes on it. I think that's kind of interesting take.
So
yeah.
Joseph's put in PayPal for the Gol Psychonic Resonator, which is not a phaser or a Starfleet design. So tell us two other ones in the chat, because that's not what we're doing today. But
Yeah, just phasers.
that is a psionic resonator. But yes, let us know two in the chat, two normal Starfleet ones, and that'll be next. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah. And I think
This is the simpler one. I'll put on the second one just so people can see the difference, because
second one's up here, right?
yeah. So it's got refined details. The front bit, the emitter, it lights better. I mean, for me, it's just balanced better. But this is clearly the Type 1.
Yeah.
If you do Type 2 later, we can, but this is the Type 1, which is, I'm
Well,
sure
see,
it's just like a stunt version. Like, I know the Hero one, I'm just trying to find the worst one I could find kind of thing.
the more simplistic one feels more like the Orville or something, whereas the other one feels more Star Trek with a little bit of extra detail. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe that I get. So,
Well, it just feels incomplete. Or more like a tool. I like the focus of the multi-leveled other one. And actually, it kind of reminds me of Bassard. You know,
mm-hmm.
in the cell, you got the Bassard, you got the gold grill, and you got the silver. Kind of that structure.
Pick out the one we're not voting for.
Yes. It should definitely be a funny one to do a fan film with, and every actor have these. You know what I mean? And have an epic, like, outdoor phaser fight scene. Everyone's just shooting from their thumb. Like,
I got one right here.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say like this small, and it's like they're using it, and it's the most unimposing version of a phaser fight.
Mine's actually a.
Like that would be amusing, but I also feel like I need to do that. My completionist to me says, you know, or because isn't there an episode where one of them puts it in one of their shoes? Isn't that thing like Riker hide?
It shows it in a boot. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because it is that small, and obviously it's not a fan resin one or 3D printed. It's, you know, it'll take being thrown around in a shoe. Yeah, I think it's really charming. I do think it makes a lot of sense, but I wish they'd started it as this is a tool. Every officer gets one of these and a phaser, if that makes sense. So this can do everything the low yield can do, maybe everything up to kill. But this is for heating water, it's for stunning people, for animals. So everyone has that's part of their base kit. Like, really, everyone should have like a hypo spray and this. You know what I mean? Because you can, I'm sure it's like a micro hypo spray you can get. You know, like, because the cricket's like this big, right? If you have a hypo spray this big, put it in your knot pocket and you're done.
Yeah. All right. Let's see with 16 votes.
Has Joseph let us know his other two? Because Joseph, you've got to swap around. Let us know.
I haven't seen. Yeah, pick a phaser.
Two phasers.
Resonator.
Yes.
Yeah,
who's winning this?
Ooh, well, 16 votes. We have 25 people here, so more people should vote, first of all.
You could turn the tide on this. There is enough time for that.
Yeah. But right now, B is winning with 38%. Second place is D with 25%. And C and A are tied at 19.
Interesting. So a couple of people love it. A couple of people mid. Many people, Many people, Interesting. Yeah, Trekyardians used it once in Into the Flesh. It's just funny how Voyager just is so loosey-goosey with their hand props. They go from the TNG phasers to the Voyager phasers. And obviously they go from the TNG. Well, these are TNG. No, they go from the Voyager phaser rifles, the first contact phaser rifles, back to the Voyager phaser rifles. It's like, why is 7 holding a phaser rifle that wasn't invented yet? Oh, just. But I would be fine. I don't know about you, Stuart, but I would be fine for giving every phaser and rifle like 2 or 3 years grace between the time we saw it first on screen.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Because it wouldn't make sense to me personally that the first off the rack phaser rifle, saying TNG, gets straight on a shuttle to the Enterprise D, and that's the first day we see it used. It's like, no, they probably would have like given it on other colonies or a mass ship out, or they were, do they need a phase rifle first? Probably not. So I could imagine, everything being delayed.
Yeah. Well, with only 16 votes,
Oh,
hasn't changed since we talked last. So we still have a two-way tie between A and C, but B is winning with 38%.
okay.
So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
boom, boom, boom.
And guys, we do need your PayPals or Super Chats to keep this rolling. 22 of you here. PayPal if you can. So Joseph, you have not let us know in a few minutes, but you have put in for 2, so I guess we'll throw in 2. Because you had a good amount of time to put in. So Stuart, do you want to put in one of Joseph's first 2 and we will... Ah, nice. Yeah, but do Joseph's first and I will prep this one.
Did he?
Nope, I'm saying pick one.
Okay.
We'll pick 2, but yeah. Oh, that's... Well, yeah, fine, I'm going to go straight to Benjamin's then.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we'll put this away for now then.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
It was on his mind and he didn't even read the thing.
I didn't. I
Love
didn't
it.
read it before I put it in.
That's
so-
like 35-40. The fact that you picked the 1. Well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, this one is interesting to me. The Strange New Worlds phaser, which is a good precursor to the TOS phaser as far as design language goes.
I will add S to this. That's fair.
Okay. It's got the correct colors. It's got the correct patterning. It's got the correct vibe and feel overall. It feels
Somebody
like
has to put in for the TOS now, just to see the contrast. I'm saying
Yeah.
someone has to put in for that. Sorry.
but yeah, this is it could have been worse, and it has been. I mean, well, not to say it had. Okay, Discovery, their phaser was pretty cool, honestly, with the 3 emitters on the front, like emulating the cage one, and the good step between the cage and TOS. I think they did a really good job with it, honestly. This is much better. This feels much more in universe, much more prime timeline, precursor to the TOS one. It's got a more of a kind of squat design, not quite as not as many like parts that stick out. Everything on the TOS phaser sticks out a little bit more, from the dials to the emitter. Like there's just I personally like the Strange New Worlds phaser, but not more than the TOS phaser. Like it fits in as an earlier TOS phaser, and I like that. So yes, good job. Kudos to the team. Everything is there, even from the dial on the side to the removable phaser 1 on the top. Like everything's there, and it's still got the same look with the fins and the colors. Everything's just kind of perfect. Maybe a better trigger than the TOS phaser. I mean, I don't hate the TOS phaser trigger at all, but I think this, I don't know, the way this one was designed was quite interesting. So yeah, there you go. That's my take on the Strange New Worlds phaser. Where do you guys rank it? Go vote.
And do vote. This is a really... this needs to be a democracy of who thinks what. Yeah, this one is... If Discovery had been this, Season 1, we're going to take TOS and make it sleeker. We'd say, okay, cool. Because this is just TOS sleeker. This is the Assault phaser version of the TOS phaser. It's much thinner, much sleeker, but everything is there. And it looks cool. This is a really smart redesign, which I'm happy to say is the Assault version of the TOS one, which has more... this is like a stripped down version. Given it also fires only pulses, as far as I'm aware, it's never fired a phaser. That if it's the gun, the Assault version, then okay, fine. And boy, they go pew 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 with it. I do think it's probably a little bit too sleek, but again, if it's the Assault version, I'm cool with that. Well, I do like a lot of the interesting choices, like have the Type 1 be so integrated. You could forgive, because let's be honest, Strange Worlds is appealing to new fans, right? Not necessarily old fans. I guarantee if you poll, let's say, 7 out of 10 new people who watch Strange Worlds. Wait, I don't know how you ask the question, but is that thing on top of second phaser? They wouldn't guess that, because why would you, right? There's no reason to think it's just a module. So it's so integrated, it doesn't look like a phaser. The other one kind of has its own pod feel. It's more distinct. Still not so guessable, but this is more integrated. But But yeah, really cool phaser. It's trying hard, but it's a little bit too sleek. But like I said, not replacement, alternate works well for me. Yeah, this our discovery should have been TOS but sleeker, and then at least you've, because it's just so the
Or
same.
or the JJ verse. This would have been good for JJ verse reimagining of the TOS phaser.
Yeah, but JoJo hates Star Trek fans
I,
too much to do it.
I know. I'm just saying, if it had been this and the Strange New Worlds Enterprise, would have been much more welcomed, I think, than what we got.
You know how we love Olivia, and we do.
I mean, speak for yourself, but okay.
I feel like she's not actually watching because her PayPal, so thank you, is the Enterprise phaser and the Cardassian phaser.
She's not watching.
Nor pay attention to the brief. It's also a Cardassian disruptor. But that's fine, we'll take as two others because both are impossible to do for this. But that's okay. All right, vote now, vote now, vote now. This is why you guys need to pay attention to how you rate things, okay? Because when I say a sentence, most fans I do not think would agree is, Stuart, is the Strange New Worlds phaser as good as the Cage laser or the Enterprise phaser?
Better.
Okay, great. What do the audience say?
It's exactly the same. With A at 44% and 16 votes.
I do not think if you put this in a lineup, anybody except everyone here, because that's the thing, you need contrast. Because all three on the same ranking feels okay.
Dirty.
Okay. Not to shame anybody,
Too late.
but do you regret one of your choices now?
Me?
No. But see, there's two.
Oh.
There's two in the batch. So if you want to throw in a second one that isn't the one you already put in, that'll be Joseph's second one. Throw in something totally different.
My choice, yeah. Was this the phaser design going to be for Into Darkness or Beyond?
Neither. It's the Kelvin phaser.
Calvin's original?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So technically a prime phaser.
Oh, yes. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
so
we held a real one.
Yes, we did. Yeah, so this was the original Kelvin phaser.
Mm-hmm.
From before the spinny one. Which honestly has a lot of the elements of the TOS phaser going on. Interesting enough handle. You got the little dial on the side again. You got a removable phaser on the top, which is quite obviously removable. However, it's more organic. It feels much more not Star Trek universe per se, but like again, dipping into the Orville or something like that. It's kind of got a different kind of aesthetic, but still the same, right?
Do you remember holding it? Do you have a visceral remembrance?
I don't really know.
I vaguely do. That was a very crammed trip.
Yeah.
I mostly do, but yeah. Sorry, continue.
But no, this it looks actually it looks very similar to my Franklin Mint one with the pewter and the gold. So you just got those metal colors to it. You know? Looks heavy, it looks hefty, it feels like an actual like metal weapon, which a lot of these don't necessarily. So although weird choices like the round handle and the front, there's I don't know, something with the front that doesn't bother me. Like I kind of like the way it looks, but at the same time, it's anyway. I'm done talking about it right now.
Side question while people vote, because we want as many votes as possible. If you had to put a green card or a red card, like up in the air kind of thing, yes or no, if you could go back in time and force at Phaser Point, the original designer, wait for the question, to replace this, so this was now the version, would you make this the actual Enterprise era phaser instead as the official retro TOS phaser for Enterprise? Would you, yes or no?
Yes.
Therefore erasing the Enterprise phaser from existence.
Yes.
Why?
Because it feels more futuristic. It feels more sci-fi phaser weapon than a goddamn pistol. Because it's a phase pistol. It looks like a modern day handgun
with a cowl.
Yeah, with like a covering. So
Those that
now
like this, those like the one, double don't ask on you, eh? Yeah, this one's
they said
crazy. Oh, sorry.
before you get 53% are saying D right now. So if you think this should be F, put F in the general chat and we'll see how many people. Because if there's a few of them, we might redo the poll
Or
because
$2 because that's fine for a 2 or a 3. So this
yeah,
one, I like it if it wasn't the colors and metal, because I think the shape is quite good.
yeah.
I
Just imagine this with Strangely Worlds phaser colors and TOS phaser colors.
and a different handle. The handle bothers me too much. I've held it. It's just odd. It is very juxtapositiony, but I like the front emitter thing. I like its clear TOS era phaser. I'm not against having the power pack be a separate shell at the back. I'm not against
Yeah, it
that.
looks like a screw-in canister almost.
Yeah, I as a retro one, right? Like this definitely ignores the phase pistol. Like JJ cared about having his art design mix at all with Enterprise, right? He's not like this is honestly the ultimate steampunk Trek phaser. It's a fan designed steampunk fan film phaser, and you'd be like, perfect. But to be a pre TOS phaser, 20 years
Yeah.
pre, like, but why is it a metal bit without any laseriness look? It's very odd. It's cool.
Steampunk's interesting.
That's all I
And
see.
and
It's so distinctly steampunk.
and you're right, one of the most unique features about this is the handle and the trigger placement. Like the trigger is not at the front, it's actually wrapped around the side. So like the tip of your finger when you're holding the thing can hit it instead of interesting idea. Ergonomically, does it make sense? I mean, maybe,
We
but
held it and it was fine. You know,
yes, it's better than it looks.
yeah. Like I say, it has so much original charm, but it's as if the guy was on crack and also doing a steampunk fan film. Like there are ways this could be perfect.
Mm.
Just when it's placed. Like if this was a pre TOS X era phase, like I said, you'd be like, okay, they have to make it out of hard metals and they evolve into these kind of cooler, simpler things. But I would love to, if I ever get 3D mod of it, I would love to see redone in the texturing of the Strange Worlds, the TOS, like
Mhm.
ignore the metaliness entirely, just whole cloth change it. Ooh. I think would be very, very interesting.
Mhm. Mhm.
16 votes, got to keep voting. We'd love to hear. Um,
So the
oh,
gold thing
classic.
at the back is the power pack.
What?
Yes,
Keep throwing
that
that.
little.
Just did that classic. That's a good idea
Yeah.
on the paper. Classic.
And Dan, yeah, that cylinder at the back that looks like it's shoved in, that's the power pack, yes.
I don't know if I know that for sure, but it's got to be. Just logically, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's been any tech manuals done on this thing,
I
so
don't think anyone's thought about it in a production sense since it was. And you can't. I mean, you can see it in the film. I believe there is a shot of it. I think one of the people leaving the ship is holding it. Same with the communicator, as a security officer, like helping medical people. I think that's the only time there's no one uses it actively, but it is in people's like hold. It's there. It's just never there.
yeah. And Joe Brown said, "Oops, sorry guys, watching while working, didn't realize it was Starfleet only. My bad. I'm cool with the alternative choice given." Good, I'm glad.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Joe. Thank you, Joe Brown.
Thank you. Make all the difference you guys do. Appreciate it.
All right.
What are people saying?
With 16 votes, D wins with 50%. Only one person put F in the chat, so yeah,
50%.
I don't think it's F. I don't think it's F worthy.
That's our highest margin.
Yeah.
Goodness. All right, so Olivia's 2, which neither of which can be counted. Oh no, you do the super chat one next. The one you.
Yeah, the Benji 800, 5 pounds. The Picard pistol with the split grip at the front, the Jack Crusher, and others use. I fucking love this gun, or this phaser. It's not a gun. I love it. I love the design. It's got that TOS vibe, but also carries some elements of the assault phaser with that cowling on the top. It's got a more primitive, almost like junkyard kind of vibe to it. Like it's been cobbled together because it's got stuff on the outside, which feels like it's just kind of been jury rigged to work. It's got the back part is 100% hands down just TOS phaser. It's like a TOS phaser and an assault phaser had a baby. You get that. I love it. I think it's great. I would have loved to. I want one of these at some point for my collection because this is just a phaser that, for a lot of different reasons, speaks to me. Plus, there's like lights on it, and that's cool.
This does sound harsh, but it's not harsh. Is it fair to say it's a pandering design?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Um, but I'm fine with that. So thank you, Terry, to tell us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and this is it's not in it very much, but it's in it enough. Yeah, I like a lot the fact that the simple idea that yeah, in Starfleet you get access to the latest and greatest. They design it. They oh, Benji's wrong one. What?
Well, we're going to vote on this one, and then we'll get to yours. Um, I think we should have put S tier on this one because I would put this at S tier personally.
Oh, it's too Kibashi for that.
I don't think so.
Because it's not a design. It's some guy's toolkit.
I love it.
I know you do. Oh, sorry. Well, there you go, Benji. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, but I just like the fact that yeah, Starfleet doesn't have. They have access to everything, whereas if you're a civilian, you can't. These are all military grade weapons. You can't just get them. But Jack could get a TOS phaser. It's so old. He can then take said phaser and modify it as he wants. Because and this is obviously a rendering of the fan version. But as soon as it's perfect, right? It's a TOS phaser with stuff. Easiest to get phaser, modifies it, makes sense. And obviously Terry likes the result phaser. There's probably a reason for it. Blah blah blah. It's cool. It's a kit bash you never know you wanted or needed. And it'd be, and not to say that there's a direct, like this is all obviously ultra fictional everything here, right? But it'd be interesting to know if they've quantified what it was able to do, power level wise. Like a TOS phaser can already disintegrate a building, a small one, right? So
Yeah.
if it's already that powerful, what's higher? So I'd love to know if in this era TOS is like a 3 in a power scale. How much did he improve it, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this is the one that he meant.
Yeah. But Olivia has 2, so we can put that in straight next. Anyway, so we all get them, because that can be Olivia's first one.
Okay. Well, with 18 votes, 50% are giving this an A.
Right.
I think I should have got an S.
I mean, $2 we can re-roll. And Stuart, you can't super chat for that, because that'd be redundant. Sorry.
I can do what I want. You're not the boss me.
Fascinating. With S at 28, B at 17, C 6. So like I said, $2, guys, we can re-roll. Not a problem. If you're really an S boy, and you want to throw in for it.
Benji says, yeah, that's the one. So.
All right, throw that one in next then.
Doing Olivia's 2, not 2. Yeah.
So she went for the Picard season 3 phaser. Is that an issue?
This is interesting, but it seems overcomplicated for no particular reason, especially considering what we saw in TNG era. This feels more like a Romulan weapon to me, just with the way the grip is designed and the kind of knuckle guard going on. It doesn't feel particularly Starfleet in any way, really. Some of the shaping of the top part can be is sort of reminiscent of like the top of like a phaser rifle, but honestly it just feels like an alien weapon of some kind, specifically Romulan to me. I like the design of it. It's a cool looking design. It's got that flip up thing at the front as well. But overall, I mean, it's all right. Looks comfy to hold. Like I'd like to hold one of these, and I'm sure I'd really like the feel of it, but something about it visually just feels a little bit cluttered, a little bit over complicated, especially for the era. So, but that's just me.
Well,
I don't think it feels Starfleet.
It's a gun. It's just a generic sci-fi gun.
Yeah.
Like if you put this in a room, if you put this and a TNG phaser and a TOS phaser on a table, and you asked the audience, you said, I don't know how to frame it, but you know, one of these isn't a real one. Which one would it be? If you had to pick one as being not Trek, I don't know how to frame that, but you know, this would easily be the. It doesn't feel like, it just feels like this could be an Out of Andromeda, out of Doctor Who, literally any other sci-fi. Nothing about it speaks Starfleet whatsoever, and the flip is cool, but everyone goes on kills. Everyone associates everything open. But yeah, absolutely Romulan. I mean, it's that you nailed it. And having the double grip for gloves is dumb. You don't like. You've literally had phase energy weapons for 300 years, 200 years, and for some reason now, after 300 or 200 years, someone says we really need a forward grip, like a blocker for. Like, no one's gonna say that. Like, you obviously don't need it for a phaser to work, so it's just there for aesthetics, and then you lose it a bit, right? Yeah, it's definitely a. I don't know for a fact that Patrick and such said we don't want phasers, we want guns, we want like weapons, because the ones aren't very good, and that's what we get. You get a sci-fi gun. While cool design is amazingly generic.
Yeah, and the Benji 800 says, "You talked me out of my own suggestion. Give it a C."
Yeah, I like it as a design, but not as a Star Trek design, and it would not be a high. Like, I prefer the Kelvin one for being a more interesting Star Trek design. Well, I think this is a better design because everything's aligned. That's why we do live sometimes about variations in a theme, most powerful, strongest, iconic. Like, different frameworks achieve different results. So people are gonna love. People are gonna put A for this. I guaranteed. ARS, right? Because it's such a good gun. But it's a gun.
Well, with 16 votes, you'd be wrong. C is winning with 38%. Second place is A with 31, and S is only getting 6%. So
no, it's both close and not at the same time.
Yeah. So everybody bent to Benji 800's will and gave it a C, I guess.
Oh.
So we'll call it there.
Damn. But I will say I've used it once in a film, and it's a very aggressive thing to point. I didn't point it, but I was filming it. It's I mean, the scene was very, very aggressive. It's a really aggressive scene, but that helped. It was in someone's face, it gives a lot of to it.
Okay, what do we want to do for the second one for her?
All right, let me throw one in that is changing the script a bit. Let's go for... Let's do this one.
Ah, the Orville gun. I mean, what?
What? Copyright Seth MacFarlane? What?
I don't even know what this is from specifically. I don't remember.
Yes, you do. You saw it for 3 seasons, 2.5 seasons.
Card?
We used the Picard one straight. Clearly, it's a 32nd century future phaser. Clearly by the art design.
Oh, you're right. Now, this feels, again, generic sci-fi, unfortunately.
No, Orville. No, you're right. It feels Orville.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it does feel like it specifically came off the set of Orville.
Like I say, it does not feel, it does feel Orville.
Yeah. It's a fine enough design. Like, it's simplistic. But it's got the vents, which I also have lights in them, I believe.
Yeah, they're not vents, they're LEDs, actually.
Yeah. So it's got a cool vibe to it. It just doesn't really say. I mean, it does say phaser, but it rides that line between it could fall on the Star Trek side or the generic sci-fi side. But with most of the markings on it, it feels more generic.
But fair to say, more Star Trek fitting than the Picard Season 3 phaser.
Yes.
Because this would have been fun in the show, actually, if the top you could take off and use it as a TNG phaser, or add a grip for a different shoot style, so it was both. Or if they had a CG effect where the handle morphs depending on how you want to hold it, so it becomes like a TNG looking phaser or a gun phaser. That would be kind of cool, right? It morphs per personal preference of the user.
Yeah. Not a bad design at all. Just feels a little too simplistic. And it's the trigger as well. The trigger doesn't feel in any way like futuristic. You would think for something that advanced, they would have a totally different trigger system.
I mean,
not even a visible trigger.
You saw the relativity one from 200 years earlier. There was no trigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we already saw the one before this, like not literally, but
Yeah.
ish. Yeah, I think this is a pretty solid design and one of the better Discovery designs because it just kind of is a good sci-fi laser weapon, right? I think it's called the Shark, is its internal name, like the dolphin and stuff. It is very, very cool that with a single button press, it can replicate all matter into a rifle. It just extends. Great. And it comes out of the arms. Like, all that is actually quite clever. And had Discovery started in the future, and this been their first weapon, and it could do all that, you're like, cool, yeah. Yeah. I've been tempted to buy one for a while, and have like it fall through a time hole, and they find it, and it's like, whoa. But also, I don't want to spend any money on it.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones like, oh, can I just not buy one? Just have one? Well, don't know.
Dan Ben says you should just have the phaser being in the comm badge now. LOL. Yeah. Point your chest at shit you want to kill. I mean, it's got everything else in there: the communicator, the transporter, and the tricorder. So, anyway, 23 votes on this one. So damn, but 39% are giving it a C.
Okay. Yeah. It has some good stuff with it, certainly.
Right. Now, do we have any PayPal?
Yes, we do.
Goody, goody, goody. Why can't I see them? They're there. Okay.
Class Frill wants one each of Stuart's choice and Sam's choice, because I don't know shit about phasers. So I can pick one for real, Stuart.
You gonna go pick first? Or you want me to pick first?
I can pick first. Sure thing. All right. Let's go with... Because last time, Stuart, we did this, you guys dropped the ball on and has talked about many. So I'm gonna throw in... Yeah, I'm gonna throw in my not favorite. See what you guys think. The dolphin. Dolphin? No. Yes? No.
I think so.
Yeah, Boomerang's the one. The dolphin.
Boomerang.
One use, two use only. It was in the Nemesis movie, and it was in End Game with a slightly different paint scheme, which you really can't tell because you just like once briefly, but it's there. And they did make the effort.
Yeah. I prefer the one that came right before this, just for a few different reasons. Just paint apps for one. This one has, again, a simplistic kind of tool shape to it, which is interesting, and I like that because phasers should be more than just weapons. But the all silver tip just doesn't do much for me. I wish it was black. This is the one. This is the one that I have here.
It burrs. He's actually got that one.
I do. Yeah, I mean, it's very comfortable to hold and all that, but it just the one before it I think is better because it has a black tip. It's got a little bit more going on dynamic wise, and I think that's kind of important. So I'm not a fan of the oval buttons, honestly. I don't know.
Oh. Why has it got a special place in your fan, 1821?
Anyway, yeah. I just prefer the one that came before this. So
yeah. I mean it's I own all of these, of course, and I've used them all, and I always, it's funny, I always anything from Nemesis, either phase or the communicator, I avoid using, quote unquote, because I like them so much less distinctly than the one before. But annoyingly, because I have a lot of the ladies who have the first contact uniforms that are good, this is a much smaller phaser. So for them, best size, because it's smaller. So they like it better. And not that they don't like the other one, but this for them, it's about 20% smaller. It's notably smaller. Yes, although this is obviously a stunt version because there's no removable power grid. It's cool as moving pieces. That's cool. The other buttons aren't as cool. Yeah, for me, it's just too sleek for the sake of it, and it is for the sake of it. They did not need to make brand new phasers or tricorders for Nemesis. No one was begging for an update on those. They were both perfect. and they could have put money somewhere else. I don't know where else, but like it's a decent phaser, but he took perfection and made it too small, because you can have things that just like that. I'm sure there's a phone that's too thin for you. It just feels like you snap it. You know, like there are good things that can be too small. Oh, there's obvious example. But this is something that is too small. And I've held a real one. I've held my hero ones, and they are fun to wield. But yeah, they're definitely a step down, while still cool. Yes, and Jordan points out, yes, Worf did use one because he's in 3, which then Deanna, I believe, also uses briefly, which is great. Good. Yes, they should.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I know, and I think I would even say, this might sound radical, I think I prefer the TNG one to this, because it's got a lot more character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you have a real one, like a proper replica, they're really good to hold. You would not think so. They're all good to hold, but I quite like the TNG one.
Let's see. With 25 votes, this one wins S tier with 46%.
Damn. Wow, having no say, Stuart, we get interesting results. But that was a clear winner, though. That was a clear winner. That was the equivalent of the next two. No, that was a clear winner, yeah. Damn. All right, your pick then. Wow. Okay.
All right, my pick. Gonna go for one of my favorite phasers of all time. Star Trek 3 phaser.
I'll put the S in just for you, babe.
Thanks. This is a nice evolution from TOS design. You got the fins on the side, although they're different color, they're blue, but it's just got a sleekness and a more modern vibe to it. Like I love that it fits in the refit era, or the not the refit era, the movie era. And it's great to see one turn up in TNG, although it's got a handle that's wrapped in like cloth. Like, this is an old gun. It doesn't quite fly for me. The the phaser one on top is not as integrated as it could be, but I don't mind that, honestly. Like I've got 2 of these in the next room, and I just, something about them I really love. The thing I really hate though is the bottom of the handle that does that weird angle thing. So don't know why that choice was made, but it was, and that's fine. Also the color, it's not black, it's got like a kind of a dark gray, and it's kind of metallic-y, which I think is great. The lights on it are fantastic on the top. There's different light settings for the different modes that it has. It's just and it's the one that Uhura could be a badass with. It looks good in somebody's hand. I don't know if the handle and the trigger really match the top like it just, but when it's being held by somebody, I think it just looks so sleek and cool. And it's kind of the precursor to the assault rifle as far as the shapes on top. It's kind of got that vibe, although other phasers have emulated this. The Kelvin ones kind of have the same style at the top, especially for the second movie. But I don't know. I still like this one. What can I say? I think it's a good evolution from TOS.
He loves this one. It makes Stuart, go get yours. Come on, go get it. Did you notice he didn't even wait a beat? He jumped at that, right? He went. Don't we love our Captain Stuart Foley? Yes, we do. He's a cutie. He's a cutie. Yeah, vote now in the poll. I'd love to know what you guys think of this. Where's it fall for you in the lineup? Let us know. And remind us that is the licensed one, is it not?
Yeah, this is the Playmates one.
I wonder how actually right size that is. I wonder.
Oh, feels very comfortable in the hand, very good ergonomics. Said I had 2 though. This is the Playmates one. This is the one I've had since I was like 14. Picked up at a convention, one of the Trek cons in Toronto Treks, and it was in pieces. Had to assemble it and paint it. Got the colors all wrong on the top, but had this for years. Added Velcro for my phaser one, so it doesn't keep sliding out. But yeah, this one's been with me for a long time. I did paint it black with the blue. I think looks really nice, but I do kind of like the gray better. Anyway, so there you go. He let me play with my phasers. He knew I liked this one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. So I will be getting one of these, assuming that we can crowdfund for more Rathacon stuff, because you can't do Rathacon era without this one. For
What's
me,
in Rathacon though?
era, an era.
Oh, okay, here, gotcha.
And given that it takes place like 2 days after Rathacon,
Yeah,
I mean it.
I got the Rathacon one too.
Yeah.
But...
For me, this is the phaser that before Trekyards I would not have remembered it existed, because because for me the Tyrell phaser is so distinct in its scene, and then the 6 phaser, and this has 2 close-ups. 100% it does with Kirk shooting not Maltz, and then Uhura. So it has its time to shine. But for whatever reason, but maybe they're just very dark. Both scenes don't sing to me. Versus the so I would not have thought of this particularly before Trekyards. Then we obviously do all the stuff. It's a weird mismatch. It feels like somebody was given the task to design a new phaser and they just had fun. Because it's very disjointed. Like, it feels designed, but very disjointed designed, and odd, and weird, but interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously you love it, so you're gonna, but I just wish it was a bit more cohesive in its pieces. But that's where the charm is, right? It's as if they're doing a prototype phaser where they've not found like the TMP one is so one art design. The 6 is so what this is its own beast. Doesn't fit into any category, but kind of like combines them all. Yeah, like I could totally buy it as like a prototype phaser that somehow like that's all like a requisition because Uhura and thing had it.
This is more Starfleet design wise than the assault phaser though. The assault phaser feels like a specialist phaser for sure. Like it's not like everybody would be going down with an assault phaser.
Oh, it's the assault phaser.
I know, but this one feels like the everyday like standard equipment. Right?
Well, it's far less aggressive feeling. I mean, we said earlier many times about the tool aspect. It has more of a tool vibe. I don't know why. So does the TMP one, but like if and when I do Star Trek 6, the Rathacon era uniform fan films, I will actively include both these designs as coexisting. One is the assault, one is a standard. This would be a standard issue phaser. That's how I would frame it distinctly. So you would see them together, which was never done on screen, and I would love to see that personally.
Yeah, and Herefin 1821 says does look like it would slip out of your hand easily. Needs more texture on it. No, it's I don't know.
I mean, you say that.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
there's a lot of smooth stuff.
I seems logical until like you grip. You just, especially as everything we're saying is you got to add in 3 is the academy, including tactical training, with both, I would assume the era before phaser, because why wouldn't you, right? And the latest one, and then they have regular drills on the ship as ensigns. So these things are going to be drilled into them, literally and figuratively. So everyone will be capable to use this very effectively, and the grip won't be a problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But sadly, with 25 votes, C wins with 40%.
I'm excited to see how it looks on the screen when I get one. Genuinely, I think it'll be really, really interesting.
I think you'll really like it. It'll grow on you, I think.
Well, that is often right with these things. If you get a proper replica, and I will say, one was being sold. This sounds absurd, but it was built for generations for the skydiving scene. So I didn't need a phaser for that, but it was the one that was cut, and it was not used, but it was same molds, and it was on sale, and I was like, oh, should I buy that for Stuart? Because it's the same thing, and it only went for like $2,500, which is cheap for a phaser.
Yeah, for a prop, yeah.
But like, but I did cross my mind because his favorite design would have been original screen issues ish.
That'd have been awesome.
Yeah, but with that they give the exact dimensions, which is useful. So that was your pick. All right, so back to the peeps. I believe Classic had one more.
Yes, he did. He says Classic for real.
Oh, yes, 2 more.
Federation phaser that
Yes.
Captain Picard used in First Contact in the holodeck. That seems might have been inspired by the phasers used in the TOS episode, A Piece of the Action.
Now we're gonna be annoying and give him his pound of flesh here, because it is technically a phased created weapon of force fields and phase energy. So you could argue it's a phased weapon firing holographic phased bullets.
A Tommy gun.
Yeah. And he's been very kind today, so yes.
Rank the Tommy gun, guys. Where do you think this belongs in the Pantheon? Yes, you're right. It was created with photons. So it is a photon.
Is it a photonic cannon?
Sure. Photonics assault rifle. I don't know.
It's kind of a photonic cannon. Stupid.
But yeah, and a lot of people bring up the whole projectiles versus the Borg thing. They'd adapt to those eventually, guys. Come on. It's pretty simple to anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Tommy guns are very comfortable to hold, by the way. They're a very old style gun, but they kind of remind me of the AK-47 in the fact that they're very rough and rugged, and they kind of can do anything. They come with different clip styles. There's the drum clip. There's different other ones that you can get. So,
Well, it does amuse me when you get just the standard 25. That thing this is a fast rate of fire. The standard mag doesn't last any time at all.
yeah.
That's okay, but yeah.
And Olivia's jumping in $5. She
Oh,
says, I come in here late and see 31 likes and 35 people on here. Who has not hit like? Hit like or face Lola. Olivia has spoken. Lola's sleeping on the job here. So where do you guys think this holographically projected firearm should be? 21 votes, 48% say B. Bing.
oh, we give them the power, and that's what they do. That's what they do.
And it goes on.
Oh.
His PayPal. It says, and the Picard season 3 pump action phaser Beverly used. Well,
Phaser
this isn't
rifle.
phasers today, but that's okay.
He's a classic.
Yeah, the pump actionness of this kind of bothered me because that doesn't make any goddamn sense. But it's cool looking, it's visually dynamic. Where do you think this phaser sits, guys? I want to get your votes. Isn't this like identical to another phaser that's not pump action as well? That we determined? You determined, you figured it out?
Well, I mean, it is just the first contact rifle with an additional pump. I mean, it is just that. Which is, I mean, fine. I mean, modifying it to have a stronger output to burn through its... Right? I mean, sure. Oh, it's kind of a... Like... Is it a redundant thing to have a phaser shotgun?
Yes.
Like, how many use cases would that be meaningful?
It's like a photon torpedo, a full spread.
You're right. Well,
a full spread of phaser beams.
Because it isn't really a shotgun offense. It fires one bolt. It's just a powered up version. But to have 6 powerful blasts, I think one shot just blew open a pipe. That's all it did. That's all it did.
Is it a scatter shot or is it a slug?
No, it was a slug. I'm pretty sure, which is why
Well, slugs like a bigger thing instead of like.
Well, it's phase energy. I mean, it's.
I know. I'm just trying to determine here if it's more of like a cannon or like a shot.
Well, it's cannon. I can tell you that for now. You're welcome. Like, it'll always lose points for silliness. But at the same time, is there a continuation of the sentence? I don't know. I just wish it had it doesn't make sense to add too much dialogue in that scene. I get it, of course, fine. But it would have been nice if she had said, or Jack had said later, "Oh, use the compression phaser rifle." It's like, yeah, we used that to hunt Arnox on Dalrev 6 with a hide, and it had to, you know, like ultra fine piercing round, or even like they modified it, because you could argue they modified it where they do not have power packs, they are not able to recharge these things, so they made a counter, like it's on its lowest yield setting, like Worf used, like it's doing the same thing Worf did, but they can't just recharge it. I don't know why they couldn't, but you know, like, so they only have 5 normal charges, and the pump.
A lot of pumping going on.
Well, 5. Yeah.
We have 24 votes, and we got a two-way tie between F and B. F and B are 38% each.
So basically, with silly ones, I'm just going to not add S or A. That's my.
No one voted for D, which is.
Yeah, that's my slight way of fighting against the tide. So you still get some power, but not quite the most. Because yeah, the concept of it just doesn't work. And it's funny because you probably could have this is serious, sawn off the front and added a new front emitter. You know, and been like, it's dumb, but I kind of get the real world logic. Because it's a very long rifle. It's not every woman I've ever had held it at the house at the studio. It's excessively big for them. I think for Emma, it's about half her height. I'm not kidding. Yeah, and Alexa had it once, and it was her holding it. It's like it extends her radically. But guys, we'd love some quick fires on the PayPal. Can we get 2, which means 1, I guess 5? We'd love to get at least 2 more fires on PayPal. Would be transformative, because we've got loads left to do, and we would like to cover them.
And I was going to end the poll, but you were talking, and then it tied up again. We need somebody else to vote, because we got 30 people here and 26 votes, and there's still a tie between F and B.
You're welcome.
If it doesn't break the tie, I'm going to end it, and I'm going to put it an F because it's not a phaser; it's a phaser rifle. So,
but it was close again anyway, so that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And somebody else voted, but they voted for C. For fuck's sakes!
Where would you
people?
Where would you vote it technically?
On this list, F.
Yeah.
But in phaser rifles, I mean, probably a D. Yep.
Yeah, when insulting becomes a unique category.
Yeah. We didn't talk to Terry Metalis about this, did we? We should at some point.
What would he say about what we said?
Oh.
Do you ever want to do it? Because there's more to go.
We will end this one.
A winner.
We're going to end the poll. It's tied B and F, but I'm going to give it F because this is not qualified for today's topic, really.
And in fairness, it was already close to F because it was already F for a while, so.
Yes.
That's okay.
All right. So next up, do we have any more PayPals? That's the question. Classic Real wants a fan-designed Federation phaser that either someone in the chat needs or to suggest, or for Sam to choose.
His fan design, did you say? So is that what he said?
He said he wants a fan-designed Federation phaser that either someone in the chat needs to suggest or for Sam to choose.
I actually know where I'm going with that. Okay. Okay, is that what I'm thinking of?
I'm not sure. Is it?
How sad are you that they never shipped a Discovery phaser, the original company? But
Very
they couldn't
sad.
because it
McFarlane
was...
Toys.
Yeah, because it was a gun.
I had it, yeah, pre-ordered and everything. Yeah, that annoyed me a little bit.
Was it a good price, do you remember?
It was. What was it, like 70 bucks? 70 Canadian, something like that. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
But
So
I
yeah.
can't ship it because it looks too much like a gun. It's like, It's like, we have no excuse except we don't want to make it, so let's come up with an excuse. Yep.
Pretty much.
You can just smell the bullshit. Right, this is a phaser concept by Star Wreck.
Oh. Well, it looks very similar to the Changing Worlds.
This was designed before, if I recall.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, but it just it's taking the TOS design and sleeking it out. It's good. I like it.
So this is a phaser based on a concept sketch for Star Trek Discovery by Raj Lee. And then Star Wreck modeled it, who is a well-known creator of props and things. Who's always got a back catalogue. He's a busy chap.
Got such flowing shapes. The shapes all flow into each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say too sleek. You know, it gives Section 31 vibes. Just, you know.
Yeah.
Just a little bit too sleek.
Above it, but the nozzle looks like a power drill. A little bit, yeah. Let's be fair. Drills have been used before to make certain props. There's a Klingon disruptor that uses drill parts. So
yeah, it's pretty good though. But it's again kind of like, in a good way, a fan film. You know, let's make something. Like, I could kind of see this being a TNG era phaser. That one division likes the look of the TOS and decided to reinvent a new one that's like modern tech, you know?
Yeah. Again, it would have been great for the Kelvin universe as a reboot option for Phaser. Would have been fine with that. Although the Phaser 1, if there is a Phaser 1 on there, is very integrated. Doesn't look like there actually is one, to be fair. Although there is a black segment there, which could be removed, I guess, but that doesn't seem to feel right. All right, well, let's see. We've got 19 votes. And 42% of you say A for this one.
Right. Well, okay then. Fanzone has made it in. Very nice. And in fact, the next one is kind of similar. We have a super chat for. If you want to read that, I will put it in the chat.
Jordan Reed, £5. I will admit, I do like the Section 31 phaser pistol. Good blend of TNG.
He means that version, because there's two.
T1 phaser and the TMP Type 2.
Okay, it means different phaser.
Gotcha. Guys, go hit like if you haven't hit like yet. We have currently 32 of you here and 35 likes, but I'd like to get those likes up to 40 if we can. So if you're just joining us and haven't hit like, please consider doing so. Also consider throwing in your favorite phaser with a PayPal or a super chat or a PayPal. Super chat is $5 for one. PayPal is $5 for two choices.
And we get more of that, so the support is more. Thank you very much. And we're missing the two famous ones. Well, the three, actually, we're missing all three of the most famous ones, guys. Criminal not to include the three famous ones. So, guys, come on. If somebody, I'm not joking, could put in $7.50 in the PayPal, we could make sure the three most famous ones get into the chat before the end. $7.50. Just saying.
This phaser I like. I really do. It's got a nice blend of T, well, Star Trek 2 and TNG kind of vibe to it. I like the color scheme. I like the pattern, the button layout. I like the shapes, even the emitter. It feels like a more stylized Star Trek 2 Wrath of Khan phaser. Um, and I think it's a really cool design. I really like this one. Yeah, I would want a copy of this. Just saying.
Yeah. It's a really hard one to film in a fan film because you can easily argue as a Section 31 exclusive phaser, which means you can't use it for anything. Or you could argue it was the Lost Era standard issue phaser to replace the Star Trek 6 phaser, and it should be everywhere. But that's two very different camps, because then why wouldn't Section 31 have that, a better one, given they have unique phase and discovery? Right? Like both you know, and do I want to commit to this being the successor to the Star Trek 6 phaser? No. And given that the C does have, I believe, the Star Trek 2 phasers just with a different molding. Yeah, I think they're red actually. So this is actually, so this would have to be a secret one, or they fucked with things as if they don't care. But no, ignore everything about that. It's a great design. It's very much faithfully, if you skipped other things just did in between, because yeah, if you just shove two designs together and smooth it out so that it all comes together, you get this. And guess what? You did a good job. And
Jordan Reed said, Jordan Reed said the reason I like this design is because in yesterday's Enterprise, they used the Wrath of Khan phasers painted red. Yeah. This feels like it could be that. This should have been the ones they were wearing. Let's put it that way.
Enterprise C would have the newest phasers, especially going to warp-ish areas.
Yeah.
But then also then it would have been an old phaser for Garrett. Not as a problem, but then she was, I think, 26 in Section 31. She's like 40 in the other one. So it'd be a 25-year-old phaser. No phaser lasts 25 years ever in Trek. So, you know, either way doesn't really work. I'm just saying. I guess maybe the red paint of the C ones is what makes it go faster stripes. Maybe.
Yes.
Yep.
Makes it disintegrate harder stripes.
God.
I really like this one though. But you guys don't apparently. So with 22 votes, 41% say C.
Okay. Really?
Right beside the other one I really like. Good job, guys.
You like the cricket, the cage laser, and the Enterprise phase pistol more. That's so I mean, obviously some people do, right? That's so interesting.
So interesting. Or we caught them all at happy hour. They're all at the bar. They're all drunk, watching us on their phones.
Maybe.
What is wrong with you people? Lost faith in humanity. What's next? The Benji 800, 5 pounds. Can we have a final vote on the A tier pistols swapping with the S tier dustbuster? Final vote on the A tier pistols swapping with the S tier dustbuster. So you want to look at the dustbuster?
That's what I think he's saying. That maybe.
Sure.
I'll let you fix that. Dustbuster.
Oh the dustbuster, yes.
This is going to be interesting because you now have a full scale to compare to. Every metric has been put here. So you now have to vote where does it fall on this chart. Wow.
As I said earlier, not my favorite design, nor anybody's really, but you are right. It's the actual properly sized one.
I'm going to get mine because no one else has one.
Yes. It's very comfortable to hold. It's very ergonomical. It's just, it's so big and unwieldy. That being said, it's not. It feels like, it looks like it might be, but it's not. It's just interesting that this existed side by side with the cricket. And then we get the next TNG one, which is the there it is. See? Doesn't look too big. He's got little girl hands, and look, it looks fine in his hands.
What? How'd that come from? Yeah, I mean, I always thought it was more straight, but it has got a gentle curve, which is very comfortable. And it is easily pointable. You just go straight.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this version, there are some slight difficulties with the button, although of course in the real version, when they're pressing go, doesn't affect actually when the CG people putting the beam, right? This is roughly when. No, I really like the emitter. I think it's a really pretty emitter. I mean, it's crazy detail, but it feels techy. I like that. I mean, it's the first one with that. It just contrasts really well. And then, yeah, I mean, this is definitely missing something. That's why in the later versions they rebalanced. Because, right, this is the first version, so as we see more things. But I think using this, it has such its own unique feel. And look at that. Like, it's not amazing, but it's certainly not... Like, if this is any lower than C, I know I've got one, I can see it, but if there's anything lower than C, because it's really, like, this is Gene's phaser. I'm just saying, this is his representation of, it's a tool with a cool emitter that goes... Bzz, bzz, bzz. It's not a gun. It's a machine.
It's a pew pew machine.
Oh god, can you imagine doing this to Discovery where it's a bolt phaser? Yeah, two-handed, tactical.
Well, Devo77 says, I thought that was the Cobra head. No. That's not the Cobra head.
No, it's a Hoover.
Yeah.
Dustbuster.
Yep.
No, like I say, this is always a mid one for me, but I like it way more in person. Like, literally all the TNG tech, it raises you in your opinion when you get a real size one. All of it. Because it's how it's meant to be.
Well, with 21 votes, 52% say D. Would this have qualified as an F for anyone? Put it in the chat. Just put F in the chat if you thought this was an F. I'm just interested.
Damn.
I think most people have a weird perception of this because just how it's been presented over the years and being called the Dustbuster. I think the perception in a lot of people's minds might be a little off for it, but
and the cricket being 2 ranks higher.
Cricket's got a nice sleek shape.
This has got a nice, not sleek. Damn.
Yeah.
But Classic did come to our teased rescue, Stuart. If you check the PayPal, don't want messages. Oh, cute. All right, we've got enough time. He has put in. He's been the man of the ball to put in for the 3 other iconic designs. It'd be a travesty not to talk about them. So we'll go with the original phaser.
Even though this is the Diamond Select one with the screw holes on this side, but that's okay. Yeah, the classic. I mean, come on. This is what started it all. This was for the time.
I mean, the cage started it all, but
I was gonna get into that. Relax. I was gonna say for the time, we had the cage, which was the 1960s kind of styled weaponry. It felt like any kind of generic sci-fi. This came along right after it and stepped that up a notch because this looks functional, practical, cool, and not just like a fucking ray gun that you'd see Buck Rogers using. This was definitely something new that I'm glad that they developed. So yeah, and the removable phaser one on top. I mean, I've got so many of these from the Diamond Select to the Wand Company. I love that there's the lithium crystal in there when you turn that little side thing on the Wand Company one. Thinking that the handle is actually a power pack, stuff like that. Like there's a lot of thought and integration put into this, and the cooling fins and just the different settings, the dial. Sure, the dial and stuff feels very 1960s, but that's fine. It actually still is futuristic and easy to use, ergonomic, so it makes sense. The adjustable nozzle, you can change the length of the tip. Yeah, and even the color palette, like there's different colored handles. There's like a brown handle, there's a black handle, a white handle, which adds some variety, but you could assume that those are different power pack supplies that have different color ratings, right? So yeah, I don't know. I love the TOS one. It's classic. If it's not an S tier, you're wrong.
You heard it here, folks. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's aged, because it doesn't look sleek or modern, but it couldn't, right? Nothing from TOS looks sleek or modern, because those are very different things, right? What it does have is a lot of artistry, a lot of good detailing, which both has a I know what it does, but also doesn't just feel like of its time. Like that dial at the top back, it's a unique looking switch. Now maybe if you're in the 60s and you're born, you might say that's off a toaster. I don't know. But now, once that's passed, right, the idea of where the original thing came from, like the flashlights, the lightsabers, most fans don't know it's a flashlight that George modified slightly for Vader. It's a found party tweaked. He didn't design a lightsaber. It was already designed, right? But that's what they did. Yes, I think the only thing that truly dates it is the fact the front prong feels out of place. That's the only thing I would say versus everything else. Because a crystal, everything else has a emitter. The fires a tube kind of thing. This is a you know what I mean? That's the only thing really. I guess maybe the fact there's a negative space between the back of the top of the thing that connects the Type 1. It should connect sleekly, perfectly. It shouldn't have an over bit. That's a silly thing to do, right? It should be more integrated, but that's just actually easy to design by a long way. Apart from that, it's a glorious design. That is still a good design. While being dated, it's better design than all the other designs.
Perfect. For 25 votes, S tier it is with 52%.
And A at 32. Damn. Right, so I'll bring in my one, and you can end the three with your big boy. The second of the icons, the late DS9 / all of Voyager Season 2 onwards / First Contact / Insurrection phaser. Probably the longest used phaser in Trek history for the amount of productions.
Classic is correcting you with $2. Actually, it's camera equipment Lucas modified. It's a flash holder.
Yeah, part of a flash thing. Yeah, and part of a unit. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're both right. Which one is this one? Is this the first one or the second one for TNG?
This is the one from Voyager, from DS9,
Voyager.
from First Contact, from Insurrection, so it's the most used phaser in Trek.
Excellent.
Because TNG used their co-bed for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess TNG? Yeah, TNG, and then DS9 seasons 1, 2, and 3, and then Voyager seasons 1. And this was DS9's 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and Voyager season 2 to 7, and then 2 of the movies.
Obviously awesome because it lasted so long, was used so often, and look at it. It is the perfect tool.
Well, also they were all at the same time. Everything I mentioned happened simultaneously, so that's why it was all at the same time. I mean, yeah, having held a real one, having held fan ones, this is perfect. It's for my hand. It is the perfect, comfy, perfect to point, perfect to press and hold, and the Playmates one should be hauled away as garbage. Because it gives everything a bad rap. It is absurdly big and absurdly bulky, and it makes you think it's silly. This is a perfectly sized phaser otherwise, and it's simple, it's sleek, it's yeah, perfect.
Didn't the Playmates make this one?
Yeah, but it was like 30%, 40% too big.
Yeah.
It's just sad. So we're to save money, they made a smaller one. Yeah, like this is just perfect. It just feels so perfect. And we own collectively, because I bought one for my dad as a present. Because I bought 2 from a guy and he gave me a discount for buying 2, so I gave one for my dad. In this house we have 4 heroes.
Don't break into Sam's house because they'll fuck you up. They got enough weaponry to do so.
Yeah.
They'll make sure your grandkids. Never mind.
Yes.
Fine.
And if you want to be really specific, then the First Contact one for because there's 2 hints with reshoots and not reshoots. For a very small amount for First Contact, they're using the Type 1A or Type 2A phaser rifle with a different front. That was the early, and then they continued filming after that when they swapped phaser rifles. So every scene earlier in production used one type rifle, and similar. there's a different set of days that Patrick was filming, and they gave him a phaser, this phaser with a red go button, and that's his phaser. So you can literally see when the production swapped his phaser out for one of the red fire button. And then they repainted them for Voyager. Like a few scenes of Voyager, you could see them as like secondary usage because obviously then they gave them back to Voyager, who then used them. But yeah, literally you can tell when what part of the shoot they're shooting, depending on what phases they have. It's quite funny.
Oh, with 24 votes, 62% give it S tier.
And that's our biggest majority so far.
Yes, it is.
Not by a huge margin, but huzzah. Someone said CMB. All right, Stuart. We've got 10 minutes left, so we do have open. If anyone else do one more PayPal, we'd love another PayPal. Would be great. Because they will absolutely add up. But Stuart, you can add in your big boy of the three and say your piece.
I don't even know which one you're talking about, but I'll put in this one.
Get that one.
The assault phaser. Oh, I have one of these. Mine's smaller than it should be, but actually it's
yours is way smaller. I'll get mine in a second. We can compare. Live on stage, we can compare sizes.
Of a phaser measuring contest. This one's great because look at it. Just look at it. It's fantastic. Although it's a little bit too modern, like weapon like. It's got like an actual clip that goes in.
So this is the correct scale.
Okay, hold on. I'll go grab mine. You talk about it for a second.
It's really big. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the assault phaser. It's a gun. It's a gun, right? I mean, literally pieces. Color grading. Yeah, literally oh, I know why. It's doing that. It's gonna rebalance it. Yeah, no, but yeah, literally got gun pieces, which is kind of embarrassing, but it's got a really good. It's like the core design. So Stuart's got a 3D print fan version or resin fan version.
Yeah, it's got like a different tip on it.
And I've got a give or take accurate hero version.
Mine's got a nice. You've held this one.
Yeah, oh, it's tiny.
And it's a better feel. It feels better. I think it feels better.
Well, it feels like the difference between the Nemesis phaser and the Voyager phaser. It's very comparable. It's just smaller. Because I mean, this is absurd. I mean, compared to this, I mean, look at that. How is that a comparable piece of technology? Right?
This is actually
yeah,
same size as this one.
But right, it's the assault phaser. It is specifically a take into a combat zone. And you're gonna do the pew pew and the boom boom and be fine.
Yeah,
I think I've ever seen in a film where they talk about this, and I have to explain why it's so different because the actor swapped out phasers, and it's such a bigger phaser, and yeah, because it's designed to do more in rugged areas.
Yeah,
but yeah, and it straddles the line being too much like a gun though, because this is not gun, this is gun, but they combine well. I do wish they'd put any effort into these pieces, like even 1%, because they put no effort at all.
Well, that's literally the safety and stuff. Yeah. So the safety and stuff off of Beretta 9mm.
Yeah. Like at least put like an LED, like a glow in it.
Yeah.
Because as you know, glows except that bit.
Yours has a phaser 1 inside, right?
Not this one. I have another one that does.
Okay. Yeah, because the slide, and then it's got like a phaser 1, and you got the clip, which is the power pack, and yeah, but these elements here on the side are just exactly like a Beretta 9mm, like not even changed. I got a Beretta 9mm airsoft.
I've got a Beretta 9mm. Also a Glock.
I got a Beretta 11mm. It's bigger.
Oh, yours is bigger than all. I have a G36 K. There's a K. And a C, but this is crap. That's a fuck out. That's a big gun. The K's it's too big.
Let's see what you guys are saying. With 24 votes, this only gets a C with 42%. Damn. Because it's two gun like? I don't know.
I mean, I thought I was prepared for like a 75% S.
The problem is,
Wow.
you said that it's one that I really liked, and all the ones I really like, everybody's putting in a fucking C. It's the last three.
Wow. I'm genuinely shocked. Can anyone explain why? Because for me, I know we are biased, as in we've done this together for 11 years now. We know which ones are our favorite. We could rewrite this list in a heartbeat and be very close to every ranking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not an S for this? Because, like, I think maybe, at least perspective-wise, those that love the Monster Maroons are loud about it, because you have to put money in to get a Monster Maroon, right? So they're going to have all of it, whereas everything is easy to get in some form. Yeah, why? I'm curious.
Hey, we did have somebody vote S tier. Yay. I don't know how to say your name, otherwise I'd say your name.
That's a song, isn't it?
Say my name, say my name.
I think, wasn't that in your car what we drove once? I feel like we listened to that song together. We don't do much listen to music together. I felt that was...
Probably. We did a long drive.
Well,
A few long drives.
Yeah. Sorry, quick drives for you, Stuart, and nightmare fuel for me. There you go. Hey, there's the joke. There's the joke.
Still long for me, but they're like manageable.
Okay. Yeah. They're the plane rides. Well, they're the rides.
Anywho's, I really, really have to go to the washroom, so
okay,
should probably end it here. I'll just double check PayPal just to make sure nobody else has put one
in. But tease tomorrow, Stuart, before you go.
Tomorrow we're doing uniforms, same format. You guys get to pick, you guys get to rank, and it'll be interesting to see how much our favorite uniforms are going to trash.
We did all the thumbnail ones, by the way.
We did?
Yeah. Shit.
Holy shit balls.
We'll join tomorrow for that. It'll be fun, guys. A lot of uniforms. Get your PayPals ready, because there's so many good uniforms and I want to see the
We didn't do the Star Trek 2 one. You lied. I have that one. Anyway. Sorry, I gotta go because I really have to.
Yes.
I'm really bad. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Tune in tomorrow and all next week pretty much.
Yes.
So
yes.
We will see you guys then. Until then, he's Commander Cock.
He's gonna Foley.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Get out of here.
Ah!